The Greensboro Science Center's newest expansion is open. Revolution Ridge is here with lots of animals you probably haven't seen before. Jessica, we are standing in Revolution Ridge, and can you kind of just orient us a little bit to where we are right now?
Sure. If you're familiar with the Science Center, we're near the Gibbon exhibit, and from there is going to start our beautiful new boardwalk. And so we're standing on that boardwalk now, and we're just in front of our first exhibits, which are going to be cassowary, and then we have okapi, and then we have pygmy hippo, and then down below us through the woods is the second part of the expansion, which is our new hospital and conservation center, commissary, new public bathrooms, flamingo exhibit, small cat complex, and then red panda. And then you would finish back at tiger.
So if you've been visiting the Science Center, I mean, you knew there was construction going on. You might not have realized how much and how big of a space.
Yeah. No, we are doubling what was already our existing outside space. So the first part of animal discovery was roughly about 10 to 11 acres, and this is another roughly 10 to 11 acres. So it is double.
It's huge, and it's so fun. And these are a lot of animals folks have never seen and maybe had never even heard of before.
Right. That's kind of what we like to specialize in, is just some of those things that are interesting, maybe not your obvious. We don't have a lot of large land space to do some, like your giraffe, your zebra, those things. And so we kind of like to find those special niche things, like a cassowary. How many people have cassowary? Or okapi? What is that?
Right.
So we love to be able to show that to our guests here.
Why do you like to come to the Science Center?
Because they have animals that you can look at.
Do you love animals?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these animals a little bit more in depth. Let's talk about the cassowary.
So the cassowary is really like, if there is, like a dinosaur today that shows how birds are related to dinosaurs, the cassowary is it. I mean, they are as prehistoric bird as you get. They're from the rat-type family, which includes ostriches and emus, so those are their cousins. But they are just huge, intense. They can be fierce. They can be very dangerous. They have a giant head casque that they use to males will use it to dominate each other. And there's other theories of what it's for. So we are going to have a pair. We have a young pair. So we hope to actually be able to have a breeding pair when they become of age in a few years. So we'll see.
Okay, I also love the pygmy hippos. They are so cute, but they can be fierce as well.
They can, yeah. It's like everything in the the big hippos into a tiny little package with all the same spunk. Kind of a Napoleon complex of like, we might be small, but we're just as mighty. So we're definitely still very careful with them. They are one that we have to be safe around. We don't go in with them. They're a 2-person protocol when we have to move them around. So we want to make sure, because they can still bite, they can still be aggressive, and we need to be careful.
But they're awfully cute. And where did they come from? What's their story?
So they're from what's the Congo area, the Congo forests of Africa. So you don't actually see them very often in the wild. They're just a very shy, elusive species that's hiding deep in those dark forests. That they're just not something, and a lot of facilities within the United States don't house them. And so we are so excited to have been able to bring a pair here.
And perhaps we'll have some baby pygmy hippos one day.
We hope so in the future. How cute, a pygmy. Oh my God, it'd be adorable.
Okay, let's talk about the okapi, because it kind of looks like a mix of several animals.
Yes, that's exactly what people think. They're like, what is that? It kind of looks like a zebra, maybe a horse, maybe a deer. They're actually closest related to giraffes, but they do have those stripes like a zebra, and those are they're also from that dark Congo forest, and those stripes actually help them to blend into that dappled sunlight shade environment. They have more of a demeanor of giraffes, and they have that tongue that giraffes have. They're a browser of leaf species, and so they have these long necks and these tall legs, and they stretch that tongue as far up as they can to pick all the leaves off trees.
Why do you like the okapi?
Because he has stripes.
What other animal has stripes?
Zebra.
Does he look a little bit like a zebra?
Yeah, but he doesn't have all stripes. Just has stripes on his right there.
Yeah, kind of on his legs and on his backside, right? Had you ever seen one before? Had you ever heard of one before?
I hadn't even heard of one before, which is interesting because I know a lot about animals. So
I can tell you do. Let's talk about the serval.
So the serval is actually one of the taller cats of the small cat world. Okay. So they're from the open savanna in Africa. So they have kind of long legs, similar to like a cheetah, except these guys don't use their legs for running. They use it so they can stand above those high grasses because that's their primary hunting grounds. They also are phenomenal jumpers. So they're known for having the highest like vertical leap compared to their body size. And so often when they're in that savanna land hunting, they might flush up a bird and they can leap straight up and snag it out of the air. So, but they're actually also very often used for educational programming for facilities. So we actually hope to develop that program here in the future with as we increase our serval collection.
What about you, Hollis? What animal is your favorite here?
The flamingos,
Why?
because they are soft.
They are soft? Did you touch one? But they look soft, right? And what color are they?
Pink.
They are very pink, aren't they?
Flamingos, the bright pink birds, everybody knows them, like quintessential tropical. And so the group that we're bringing is the Caribbean flamingo, also known as American flamingo. So these would be the flamingos you would see in the Caribbean islands, in South Florida, like that feel. They're actually really interesting. They're actually super cold hardy, so they're gonna be a really nice exhibit even when we're cooler. Good pops of color, so loud. So loud, but they're going to create such great noise and ambiance throughout this whole expansion.
Reagan, can you tell us what this building is behind us?
It's the animal hospital where they do surgeries on animals, checkups on animals, and where they also see like how that animal died and stuff.
What made you interested in science?
So I want to become a veterinarian. I love all animals. Every time I see an animal, I just want to, hug them. And when I see sick animals, I just want to help them.
What about you, Reagan?
I also want to be a veterinarian when I grow up. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, what am I missing?
So there's more cats. So we've got our fishing cats. We're bringing in what's called sand cats, which are tiny cats from deserts. They have these larger heads. They almost look like the Cheshire cat from like Alice in Wonderland with these larger heads and these smaller bodies. But they are a desert species from the Arabian Peninsula. We're also hoping to bring in black-footed cats, which are actually teeny tiny little cats from Africa as well, but known to be one of the fiercest hunters of all the felid species. Wow. And then we're going to be relocating our red pandas that we currently have into a brand new space down here that's going to be so much better for not only for them but for the guests to see them year round.
Yeah, and we love. They're so cute too.
Oh my God, they're adorable.
How do you feel about the Science Center and like what it does for Greensboro?
Oh, I think it's just a great addition. It's a go-to place. It's a destination place. It really is.
And while you're at the Greensboro Science Center, be sure to check out the brand new Kiwanosaurus tree houses. It's all included with your regular admission. Find out more about all the exciting and fun things happening at the Science Center by going to greensboroscience.org.